the rupee price for parimal rice and claiming that it was for basmati rice. So there is no check. When you have dollars, I'm taking dollars example because everybody's accepted dollars as the exchange currency. The dollars, then there is an accounting process. The World Stock Exchange also. The Russians printing notes from our side, and they using it for buying all kinds of things from us at whatever prices they see. This is a fraud of the nation. I won't touch it.
Dr. Swamy, there's another question. Rupee has fallen only against the US dollar, not against other currency. This is some of the stories spread about.
All currencies are against the US dollar because when you want
global trade, correct.
you buy something, you're not going to buy other currencies. That means that's out of the question. So yes, the rupee will fall against the dollar because you are buying, and therefore the supply of rupees is more than the demand for the rupees, and that's how it will be.
Dr. Swamy, another question from Naresh Kumar. How can we quickly recover? What are the 3 things that you would say, returning this up?
Well, I've said this so many times that people might say that I'm going stale. Abolish income tax right away. And you'll see the savings rate will zoom up, which will then become part of the investments. Number 2, reduce interest rates, which is running around 13-14% just now, to 9%. And raise fixed deposit rates from the present 6% to 9%. So what will happen? People will save more. Because the cost of investment has gone down. So the machine will start. Once it starts, then I can give you a number of other things that need to be done. 3 things you do. Abolish income tax. Why? You're putting money for that. But you are helping people, middle class, upper middle class, to go and buy. So demand. When you abolish income tax, you are generating demand. And lowering the interest rates on investment, you make people wanting to invest and earn a higher rate of return. So that raises the production in the country. And if you raise the fixed deposit rate, people come and put money in the bank, and the banks will get money to invest. I'm putting it as simply as possible. But who will understand? In this government, I can tell you there's not one person who understands economics at all. So what can I do? Who do I talk to? This is the question.
Dr. Swamy, another question from the viewer. We are taking direct questions from the viewers. Is on your screen. I have a question for Dr. Swamy with regard to RBI's sudden penchant for hiking the repo rate in the name of inflation targeting. What steps can Finance Minister, assuming they have powers, to reduce the inflation?
No, you see, inflation comes out of the fact that the demand and supply are in imbalance. I mean, put it very simply. I don't want to give you and so many other technical words that are used by the banks. The issue is, if your demand is growing and your supply is not, then the prices will rise. If the demand starts falling, obviously the prices will fall. Today we have an extraordinary situation where demand is falling as well as prices are going up. And the reason is because of enormous speculation with people sending money abroad. So many other factors are there. And that is the reason why going against common sense. In 1930, when the Americans had this great crash, the American president thought that if he cuts wages, employment will increase. But what did he find? That once he cut the wages, he called all the trade unions and made them agree and announced the cut. Once he cut it down, the unemployment increased. So he was shocked. Then it was explained to me, this is macroeconomics, not microeconomics. Macroeconomics, what happens is you cut down the wages, then the demand goes down. And if demand goes down, then people's buying power also goes down, which means that people are not able to sell. And therefore, what will happen? Unemployment will increase, not decrease, because people will start closing down companies. So remember, that's why I really advocate to all those who want to learn economics, learn matrix first. A matrix is the one that really describes the economy, not demand and supply. But the concept of I buy from this industry and then sell it to that industry, and that industry buys from another. So this whole matrix of transactions comes in what we call as the matrix. And therefore, these are complicated questions, but I would like to say that it's very easy to get these things rectified. I did it starting with Chandrasekhar and helped Narasimha Rao. What did we do? We did simple things. And then and those simple things automatically generate its own this thing. If Narasimha Rao can raise the growth rate from 1.5% per year GDP, which P.P. Singh left us with, to 8% in 5 years, year by year it went increasing. Why can't our people do it? Because they are not got that scholarly mind of Narasimha Rao, wanting to learn. Narasimha Rao used to sit every day at 5 p.m. with me for tea and learn the basic principles of economics. That humility our politicians today don't have. They will say AB, 2AB, or 5 trillion, all these kinds of things, and everybody will cheer and then forget about it.
Dr. Swamy, there's another question that talked about this government's penchant for selling all the public sector PSG, public sector corporations.
Yeah.
So they have selling one up. How is that even? How is this going to help? And given that we are in a crisis, how is this even?
No. What do you think happens? First of all, they sell. It's almost the distress sale that is taking place. Two, people are getting unemployed after that. See what has happened to Air India?
Air India.
I've never been for nationalization of anything. Arvind knows me long enough. I've always been against the government taking over anything. But in this crisis situation,
Dr. Swamy, another question.
One more point, Jagdish, before you data price is going up. The one reason GST, of course, has been based on packaged product, but even the loose atta is more expensive. Why? This year the wheat production is less, procurement is even less. The government central we have I have the current stock and in 2015, that is 7 years,
Everything is going to get more.
the government has only done
So immediately, they're going to cut down. You're going to create more crime. The crisis is just going to be accelerated based on what you just that we have accelerated.
There are questions, but money. Because what they are worried is some of the viewers are put up. There are multiple questions. I can't talk about that. They check.
Malani, even how to bring back the black money just after the elections were over. And what did we say? 2005, the United Nations on black money, saying that 70 plus and where they are outside the system. Liechtenstein is one of them, and one very, very important minister for government in Delhi, that is a union government. His son recently has carried a huge transaction in the Liechtenstein. If you want the money back, say, because the ED already has these everything, and even in Sonia Gandhi's case, I gave names of 2 banks in which she is maintaining illegal bank accounts in Switzerland. So these are known facts. So you tell the United Nations, in these banks our money is there. So therefore, please help us. Before us, some countries like Egypt, Gaddafi's country, Gaddafi's country, and then Philippines, they use this very thing to tell the United Nations that we have passed a resolution in our assembly or parliament, and these are the banks in which our former leaders have accounts, and we want that money. So Egypt, Libya, and Philippines got the money back. You can go to Google and find out if you like. So simple. In the world where the UN Convention do it. They are not doing it because, obviously they have some interests. Nation and Parliament, we think this is unworkable. Say that the person in our government, who I will not name, was in charge. He himself had an account abroad. $2 billion. How much investment?
On an average, Dr.
I
Swamy,
would
half
do
a
like
trillion
the
is
most
going out
eminent
every
lawyer.
year. On
Yeah?
average, some estimates say on an average about half a trillion, about $462 billion go out.
Talking about the stock.
Stock, yeah.
Not only
Figures or Reserve Bank figures released in the last 6 months say that deposit in illegal foreign accounts has gone up. in the last 6 or 8
Of course
years.
it has gone up.
So what it
You, I'll get it back. If I don't get it back, the amount I say, or at least even 50% I don't get back, then you for cheating the government by saying I can bring it back. But they won't do it.
I think I
Because they
just
know I
had
can
wanted to
bring it
show you
back.
something. You talked about wheat exports going down. India dispatches 50,000 tons of wheat. This is this February through Pakistan.
And so that they can do jihad with us.
I mean, it's just you are
You know
saying the
the
impending
you know the
crisis in
fate,
wheat.
you know the fate of you know the fate of Hindus and Sikhs in Afghanistan today.
Right.
Yeah.
Doctor,
So
okay. Are coming one after another.
They are saying exporters achievement that export is going up. Export has gone up, no doubt. 23.5% export has gone up, but import has gone up by 57.5%, and as a result, the trade deficit has increased. $26 billion is the trade deficit. So imports are much more than the exports. And then they say 5 trillion. Now they don't talk about the constant prices. They say 7% inflation, 8% inflation. We'll be reaching maybe by 2025, we'll be achieving $5 trillion in current prices.
So they will announce that next year our growth rate of GDP is going to be 8.6%. 1 year comes afterwards, nobody even wants to raise the question.
Here's a question from Rachit.
What happened to the 8.5%?
Yeah. So here's
Doctor, there's a question.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ramesh, go ahead.
No, you
Ramesh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
This is a question from Rachit. It says, why is the government raising GST on essential items? Isn't this counterintuitive to raising demand?
Of course it is. But the fact is that the government is now desperate for revenue. And they don't use the usual method, so this is the best way. You have no choice.
Black money, as you just said. I mean, it's much easier to get the black money back than trying to tax the people more.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, if you abolish income tax, all the black money from abroad will come back to India. Nobody will want to keep it abroad.
I think we have nearly reached 1 hour, and our viewership is also still very, very strong. For the last so many months, the viewership has not crossed what it has crossed today. It is over to Arvind to wind up the discussion.
Yeah, just one sentence before I wind up the program. We claim India's achievement is that GDP has reached number 3 in the world in PPP terms. But either in the nominal term, if you talk about nominal terms per capita, we are 142 rank in the world.
Arvindji, before we conclude.
No, we reached the number 3 position 25 years ago. Because that is evaluated in say in American prices. China, India, and United States, they are all evaluated in dollars. So our GDP is going to look bigger than it is. Fair enough. I mean,
we just briefly, 5 minutes. Can we compress what we discussed in the
डॉक्टर स्वामी ने भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था के ऊपर जो टिप्पणी की है, उन टिप्पणियों का सार इस प्रकार है कि जो महंगाई बढ़ती जा रही है गलत नीतियों के कारण, जिसके वजह से, जैसे जगदीश शेट्टी जी ने बताया कि रिजर्व बैंक को रेपो रेट 2 बार बढ़ाना पड़ा। बढ़ती हुई महंगाई के बावजूद जब रेपो रेट बढ़ता है तो जो लोग सरकार से जिन्होंने लोन लिया हुआ है उनका EMI बढ़ जाता है। दूसरा, सरकार ने अपने रेवेन्यू बढ़ाने के लिए GST बढ़ाया है। उन सभी उत्पादों पर GST बढ़ा दिया गया है जो किसी भी तरह की पैकेजिंग में आते हैं। इसमें चाहे दही हो, दूध हो, घी हो, आटा हो, इन सारे प्रकारों को बढ़ा दिया गया है क्योंकि सरकार के रेवेन्यू कम आ रहा है। एक तरफ तो सरकार क्लेम करती है कि उसने जो नीतियां अपनाई हैं उससे देश की अर्थव्यवस्था सुधर रही है। हमारे गृह मंत्री तक अमित शाह जी भी कह चुके हैं कि 8.5% की दर से हम बढ़ने जा रहे हैं। नरेंद्र मोदी जी भी कहते हैं कि हमारी जो वृद्धि दर है वो पूरी दुनिया में सबसे ज्यादा वृद्धि दर है। हम किस चीज के ऊपर अपनी पीठ ठोक रहे हैं हमें ये नहीं समझ में आता, क्योंकि जब हम प्रति व्यक्ति आय की बात करते हैं तो हमारी संख्या अभी भी 142 है पूरे दुनिया में, और अगर हम पीपीपी पर बात करें तो 128वां रैंक आता है। डॉक्टर स्वामी ने बताया कि जो ट्रेड डेफिसिट है वो बढ़ता जा रहा है। हमारा एक्सपोर्ट भी बढ़ रहा है, निर्यात भी बढ़ रहा है और आयात भी बढ़ रहा है, लेकिन आयात हमारा दुगनी दर से बढ़ रहा है और आयात के दुगनी दर से बढ़ने के कारण हमारा फॉरेन रिजर्व भी खर्च होता है। डॉक्टर स्वामी ने तमाम ताकि इस अर्थव्यवस्था को कंट्रोल में लाया जा सके, और एक उपाय जो वो अनेक वर्षों से कहते आ रहे हैं, इनकम टैक्स को समाप्त किया जाए। जो सैलरीज क्लास इसमें पिस रहा है, कारपोरेट टैक्स अलग बात है, जो व्यक्तिगत आयकर है, पर्सनल इनकम टैक्स है, 30 वर्षों से बल्कि 40 वर्षों से कहते आ रहे हैं, और वो अकेले व्यक्ति हैं जिन्होंने इसका पूरा निदान दिया है और एक पूरा खाका भी खींच के बताया कि क्या होगा अगर ये हम इनकम टैक्स को खत्म कर देंगे, हमारी थोड़ी आमदनी कहीं कम आमदनी को हम दूसरे। कहने का लब्बो-लबाब ये है कि भारत सरकार की नीतियां जिम्मेदार हैं इस अर्थव्यवस्था को लाने के लिए, जो 2015 से 2020 तक लगातार पहले 8%, फिर 7%, फिर 6%, फिर 4%, और कोरोना के कारण और ज़्यादा नीचे, और अभी हम उससे रिकवर नहीं कर पाए हैं। और जब तक हम अभूतपूर्व आर्थिक नीतियां नहीं अपनाएंगे तब तक हम इस बुराई से, इस अर्थव्यवस्था के जो नीचे जा रही है, गहराई में जा रही है, इस पर हम काबू नहीं कर सकते। ये डॉक्टर स्वामी ने अपने सोल्यूशन के लिए में बताया। रमेश, यू आर म्यूटेड।
Dr. Swamy, do you have any more to add?
No, we'll have to have many more sessions of this, because this is a subject which is going to grow and people shouldn't panic. So we should explain, and then we should say there is a solution. People think that the government knows everything. In fact, the government not doing anything at all.
That they don't know it.
Yeah.
They're going the opposite way of every possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm willing to have a debate with anybody from the government.
But they are not ready, Dr. Swamy. I mean, you've said this openly, not only on here. Every TV channel we have heard, you've said that. I mean, they openly call this Prime Minister doesn't know economics.
Yes.
So nobody knows economics, and you said you openly challenge the Finance Minister to come on a debate, or anybody in the ministry, let them come on. Nobody's willing. And all they do is start using these unbugs and gunbugs morons to come and attack you. That's it. Even after the show, that's what's going to happen. After they watch that cricket match, they'll start abusing you, because what else to do? Because that's the money. I think, Dr. Swamy, in this economy, it is better people get employed by the BJP IT cell than by any other economy. I think they'll take more. Okay, I mean,
it is unfortunate.
Some people
despite they're in the ruling party BJP, and despite Dr. Swamy has 2 years back written a book, Reset, and this book was also translated in many other different languages for the people to be able to read and adopt the quality.
Included in Hindi by Arvind Chaturvedi.
Yes, Hindi was also done so that our Prime Minister can also read it. And the right word has not reached the place. Yes, Ramesh.
One last thing. A lot of people I see commenting saying the dollar has not only increased against the rupee. First of all, guys, if you think dollar has increased against the euro, you don't earn in euros. You don't earn in yen. So please stop this way of justifying that dollar is not only raising. You earn in Indian rupees. Are you earning in yen? Are you earning in euro? So this kind of questioning saying that it's not only increase against rupee is basically stupid.
They are defending the government. They are trying to defend the government.
Yeah, it is illogical and idiotic to make that assumption, because at the end of the day, you earn in rupees, you're going to pay more. It doesn't matter whether if the yen is going against the yen or not. Are you earning in yen? More. You are only throw it against the other currency. Happy because for me, as a guy who holds dollars, I'm happy because I'm getting, when I send money to India, I'm getting more. I'm happy, but at the end of that's not what it is. Right? Tell me saying.
Dr. Swamy has quoted the figures from the
That's
results are not generated here. They are published by the Government of India in Economic Survey, and Dr. Swamy mentioned about the. Let me tell our viewers, Economic Survey, all the tables, all the data is available from internet. www.mospi means Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. mospi dot any in this program or anywhere if they want the authentic statistics from Government of India. Statistics don't lie, and statistics is the truth. Statistics to the government, and please go to .gov.in to get the figures correct, and where people's interest is also rising, because people are worried about the solution to their own problem. Another program, maybe sooner than later, to discuss the other issues that keep this program in Hindi also. Well, there are viewers of speaking by mixing Hindi and English in this program at right places. Thank you, Dr. Swamy. Right, and though being in BJP, BJP and we time and again the Prime Minister and other that please adopt the policy suggested so that the downslide can be arrested. Thank you, Jagdish Shetty ji. Thank you, Ramesh Swamy ji. We thank our technical team led by Ashish Shetty, Swaminathan, Gadgi Rakesh, Ishwar Iyer, Tejas Navalgul, Vishal Mehta and Rajesh Nair, without whose support this program is not possible. Thank all of them. Thank you viewers for supporting us every Sunday. And next Sunday again we will be coming to you with new topic and Dr. Subramanian Swamy, 8 p.m. next Sunday. Till then, Namaskar, Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
వెళ్ళడానికి నా ప్యాకింగ్ చేస్తాను. అయిపోయినట్టుంది అన్నకి ఇచ్చేసి అయిపోయినట్టుంది అన్నకి ఇచ్చేసి